Hey, Frank and Ahearn, privacy expert and blackmail strategist. This video is going to be a little longer than my normal videos because I'm going to get into some detail about long-term blackmail. So if you're a victim of blackmail or sextortion, I suggest you take the time and listen to this because it will help you. The first problem with victims of blackmail is they're freaking out, they're scared, which is understandable, and they're looking for an immediate fix, okay, just to prevent the exposure. Unfortunately, it's just putting a band-aid on something because you might be able to prevent the exposure in the short term, but in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the person could return. And if you don't deal with the long-term aspect of blackmail, you'll find that it's something that becomes reoccurring in your life. Now, the very first thing you do when somebody threatens to blackmail you, where they have content and they want money, is you have to stall that payment. You cannot pay it. You have to, be like, look, I don't have any cash, I need 24 hours, my friend will lend me some money and then I can pay you guys. I just need time. You need to stick to that because the minute you pay, they're coming right back for more money. I mean, in blackmail, there's no such thing as a final payment. So therefore, you need to take control of the situation, and control is just stalling that first payment. So the other thing is, okay, once you have that stall and that 24 hours gives you a little breathing room, you can kind of start reading about blackmail help, what blackmail help is, who helps with blackmail. Just word to the wise, ignore anything that says block and ignore because that is just the express lane to exposure. Because the blackmailer put time in, they set you up, they toyed with you, now they want a payday. And if you just ignore them, it's a problem. So let me talk about long-term blackmail protection. I view blackmail protection in three ways. It's protecting your identity, it's preventing the exposure, and it's getting rid of the blackmailer. Now, I could just take over a blackmail, end it, protect you, and in 30 days it's over and done with. The problem with just focusing on preventing the exposure is there's no long-term protection of your identity, and it means that they can just come back at you anytime. And when blackmail is over and done with, you want it out of your life. You don't want to think about it. You don't want it hanging over your shoulders. Nothing. You just want to move on with your life and just forget about this horrible period. So what I do to protect identities for my clients is I create disinformation. So I got about 100 fake business websites. And so I create a profile on the website, for them, maybe include a spouse or something like that. And I manipulate the blackmailer and get them to that website. And what they do is they extract all the email addresses and they start threatening to expose you to that website, which is exactly what you want, because what you're doing is you're replacing real information with fake information. And blackmailers are very myopic. To them, it's all about threaten, get paid, threaten, get paid, threaten, get paid. That's it. They're just like sheep, man. They just follow that thing. Boom, lemmings, I should say. They just follow it. Threaten, get paid, threaten, get paid. There's no more to it than that. And so that's truly what you're battling. The other thing is I take over blackmail. I pose as you, okay? And we manipulate them from your number to my number or one of my apps or whatever it may be. I pose as you. I deal with the stress of it. And how blackmail is actually combated is by, letting it run its course of threats and stalling and knowing what a real threat is, what a fake threat is, and backing them off, promising money and not delivering. So it's promising money, breaking the promise, and promising again. It's extremely stressful, and most victims don't have the ability to, really deal with that because it takes about a month to get rid of them, and it's an unpleasant month, I can tell you that much. So then the other thing is, once I'm rid of them, I make sure or ensure that they're not coming back to you. If they do return, they'd come back to me. But in most cases, I can secure it where they're going to go to a fake website, fake number, fake email address, total disinformation. Now, there's different types of blackmail. Now, there's the in-person blackmail where you may have been a sugar daddy and the person knows you. I mean, the disinformation might not be appropriate for a case like that because they know everything about you. But that's when I just deal with the blackmail. I back them off. I diffuse the threats. I just keep them at bay until they finally realize they're not getting paid. I mean, blackmailers for the most part are just money hungry and they're grubbers, okay? And they're just looking for the money. And so if you're not the one giving it to them, they will then move on to the next. But it's a fight. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. My name is Frank Ahearn, and I can help you. Be safe.